Here's the recording of pages 73 to 77, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Behold Gilgamesh, a man of strength, but restless and arrogant too. He traveled to every country but never met anyone who could match his power. He ruled over the city of Uruk, where men wept and women sighed, for he was like a bull that must always show its might. The people cried to the gods, "Gilgamesh is no shepherd of the city. Send an equal to challenge him." When the goddess of creation heard these pleas, she shaped a piece of clay and created Enkidu. He was a wild man with matted hair and a rough body. He ate with the gazelles and drank at their watering hole. He was so like an animal that one day a young hunter saw him and was fearful. The hunter ran home crying, "Father, I have seen a wild man beast. I dare not approach him." "Go to Uruk," ordered the father. "Ask Gilgamesh to send a young woman to befriend this wild man." The son did as his father said. He returned with a young woman, who spent 1 week with Enkidu. She took his hand, speaking soft words, and he put behind him the life of an animal. "Return with me to Uruk," the woman urged. "There lives Gilgamesh, who rules his people with the roar of a bull." "I will challenge him," cried Enkidu, "for I am the strongest." So Enkidu traveled to Uruk and defied Gilgamesh. The men fought as if they were bulls. With bended knees and 1 foot planted on the ground, Gilgamesh finally overpowered Enkidu. "You are stronger than all men," Enkidu admitted. Instantly, Gilgamesh lost his anger. He offered his hand, saying, "Let us be brothers." Enkidu replied, "Only if you do not abuse your power over the people." When Gilgamesh agreed, the two men became fast friends. One day the restless Gilgamesh began to worry about his fame. "I am known here, but not elsewhere," he complained to his friend Enkidu. "We will go to the land of the cedars and destroy the evil watchmen, and I will raise a monument with my name on it." "That land is a forest surrounded by a great ravine," warned Enkidu. "The watchman guards it from a house made of strong cedar." "We will travel together," argued Gilgamesh. "Shamash, god of the sun, will protect us. We will also protect each other, and if we fall in battle, our names will be known forever." So the men set out with heavy weapons. For days they journeyed until they came to the Green Mountain, where the cedars spread their shade. Gilgamesh took hold of his axe and felled a towering tree. When the watchman heard the noise from far away, he came roaring out of his house. "Who has trespassed these woods?" he bellowed. Through miles of trees he crashed, and when he came to the place where the cedar was felled, he cast an evil eye upon Gilgamesh. "Oh, Shamash," Gilgamesh prayed, "how will we escape?" The god of the sun then sent 13 winds: an ice wind, a sandstorm, a south wind, a north wind, and many more, to cover the eyes of the watchman. Unable to see, the evil one fell under Enkidu's blows. The mountains shook and all the trees of the forest quivered. Gilgamesh cut down the trees of the forest, while Enkidu followed behind to clear the roots. The men turned toward Uruk, victorious. Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, watched these events with great interest. After Gilgamesh returned and put on his royal robes, she said, "One such as you must be my husband." But Gilgamesh refused, knowing full well that a goddess could never love any man forever. Ishtar was enraged. She asked the god of the sky to send the bull of heaven to Uruk. When the bull reached the gates of the city, it snorted once, twice, 3 times. The earth split, and hundreds of men fell to their deaths. On hearing the earth crack, Enkidu and Gilgamesh hurried to the gates, swords in hand. Enkidu seized the bull by the horns, and Gilgamesh grabbed it by its tail, plunging his sword deep between the horns. Again, Ishtar was infuriated. She strode the great wall of Uruk, fuming. Gilgamesh has scorned me twice and deserves only misery. He must lose what he treasures most. That night, Enkidu had a dream foretelling the future. He lay down in tears before Gilgamesh. The goddess has cursed us. One of us must die. For 8, 9, 10 days, Enkidu grew weak. On the 12th day, his heart did not beat, and his eyes did not lift. With the loss of his friend, Gilgamesh raged like a lion. He tore out his hair and threw off his royal robes. "Oh, Enkidu," he cried, "I cannot accept this sleep that has taken you." Weeping, Gilgamesh wandered over the plains. "Enkidu has died," he grieved, "and one day I will die too. I must find faraway man, Utnapishtim, whom the gods have given immortal life. He will help me understand the mystery of life and death." So Gilgamesh set out on another difficult journey. He passed the great mountain that guards the rising and setting of the sun. From there he went through the garden of the gods and to the edge of the ocean. A ferryman then carried him across the rushing waters of death. At last Gilgamesh found Faraway Man, resting at the mouth of 2 rivers. "What business have you here?" Faraway Man said, surprised that a mortal man could make this dangerous trip. "My friend whom I loved deeply died, and now I am afraid," answered the weary Gilgamesh. "How have you gained eternal life? How do I find eternal life?" So Faraway Man, Utnapishtim, told Gilgamesh his tale of the flood and of his rescue, of his great boat, and of the power of the gods. He stopped his tale and looked at Gilgamesh. "Here is the secret, my friend. The gods gave eternal life only to my wife and me. In the world of ordinary man, no house can stand forever. No promise lasts for all time. But there is one gift you can take back to Uruk." Faraway Man proceeded to tell Gilgamesh of a plant called the Old Maid Young. It grows deep in a pool. Hold it in your hands, eat it, and your youth will return for a time. So the ferryman took Gilgamesh back the way he had come. When they stopped for the night, Gilgamesh went to a pool to cleanse himself. There he saw the plant floating in the clear water. "I cannot have eternal life," he rejoiced, "but tomorrow I shall enjoy my youth one more time." Gilgamesh plucked the plant and set off on a day's journey, intending to eat the plant the next day. But that evening when he went for a swim while he enjoyed the cool of the water, a snake approached, stole the plant, and sloughed off its skin as it slithered away. Tears ran down the cheeks of Gilgamesh. "I have gained nothing," he lamented. "I have lost everything." "Let us leave," he told the ferryman. And after many days of travel, they reached the high walls of Uruk. Gilgamesh gazed upon the city he had built. "These walls are strong," Gilgamesh observed. "Here is a place of wealth well-built houses, of pleasurable gardens and fertile fields. Here is a palace and a high temple for the gods. Long after I die, he thought, here my deeds will live on. Thus Gilgamesh, the mighty king, had grown wise. He had traveled far and come to understand secret things, and he knew the tale of the days before the great flood. Upon a stone monument he engraved his story so that all might know it, and he lived as a great hero for the rest of his days. That's the end of the reading of pages 73 to 77.